السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. We send blessings and salutation to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the evolver, the shaper, the one and only, who in his infinite capacity grant us the opportunity to be with you again under our platform of IPCN Islamic Propagation Center, Nigeria, located here in New Busa, Niger State, Nigeria, where we deal with comparative studies. So the main purpose of coming into the studio today is not to make lecture. I'm not here to take your time. It's just to address, we have a section where we address some of the top questions of the Christian to Muslim when they engage the Muslim. So today, most of the time when the Christians speak to us, they said to we the Muslim, we don't believe in Jesus Christ. But do the Muslim believe in Jesus? So today what I will be addressing is the misconception and the misinterpretation of the Christian that we the Muslim doesn't believe in Jesus Christ. Now we are declaring, I'm declaring on behalf of all the Muslims that we as Muslims, we believe in Jesus Christ. But who do we believe in Jesus Christ to be? Who do we consider him to be? We have the last and final instructional manual, which is the glorious Quran. Now when we speak, we allow the Quran to speak for itself. When we're speaking about the Bible, we also allow the Bible to speak for itself. So now when we said we want to explain who Jesus Christ is, we go directly to the Quran. Allah mentioned to us in Surah Ali Imran, Quran 3, Allah said, وَرَسُولًا إِلَى بَنِي إِسْرَائِيل, that Jesus Christ is a messenger unto the children of who? Israelite. So according to the Quran, Prophet Isa is what? A prophet of God. And that is why Jesus himself also confirmed in Quran chapter 19 verse 30, when he came, when the miraculous acts and the miraculous events of the birth of Jesus Christ took place in the Quran, he came, Mary took her child, she came to her, breastfeeding the child, she approached to her people with the child holding him in her arm. And the Quran said, فَأَتَتْ بِهِ قَوْمَهَا تَحْمِلُ, and she came to her people breastfeeding him. قالوا يا مريم لقد جئت شيئا فريا يا أخت هارون ما كان أبوك امرأ سوء وما كانت أمك بغيا. They said to her, Mary, indeed you have come with a blasphemous place, a blasphemous act. يا أخت هارون, or you the sister of Aaron, ما كان أبوك امرأ سوء وما كانت أمك بغيا. Your father was not a wicked person, neither was your mom a prostitute. So how do you get to have a child? Because they knew her to be a what? A virgin. فَأَشَارَتْ إِلَيْهِ, and she pointed to Jesus to speak to her own people. Why? While he was in the cradle of his birth. It sounds like rubbish. So they were thinking, why are we asking you, how do you have a child? And you are referring us back to your child who was given birth today. You expect an infant in the cradle of his birth to speak for us. And Jesus, in the miraculous action of Allah, by the miracle which Allah did by him, Jesus opened his mouth and told us who really he is. And this is the topic, this is the Muhallu Shahid. What did Jesus say? قال إني عبد الله آتاني الكتاب وجعلني نبيا. He said, Inni Abdullah. He said, I am the servant of Allah. Atani al-kitaba. Allah have given me the book, that is the Injil. Waja'alani nabiyan. And Allah has made me to be a prophet. So this is the answer. We as Muslims, we believe in Jesus Christ. But who do we believe him to be? We believe him to be a messenger of God, a prophet of God, one of the greatest and mightiest messengers which Allah have ever sent, with miracles and signs unto the children of Israel. So is it also the same in the Bible that Jesus is a prophet? Because we believe him to be a prophet. Yes, Jesus is a prophet in the Bible. Those that were at the time of Jesus, they consider him to be nothing but only what? A prophet and somebody greater, which God Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent. And we can see this going to the gospel. We start with the gospel of Matthew chapter 21 verses 11. The Bible said Jesus is a prophet of God. Matthew chapter 21 verse 46, the Bible said Jesus is a prophet of God. In Mark chapter 6 verse 4, the Bible said Jesus is a prophet of God. Luke chapter 7 verse 11 to 16, the Bible said Jesus is a prophet of God. Luke chapter 13 verse 33, the Bible said Jesus is a prophet of God. In Luke chapter 24 verse 19, Luke chapter 24 verse 25, in John chapter 4 verse 44, John chapter 4 verse 19, John chapter 6 verse 14, in John chapter 7 verse 40, in John chapter 7 verse 44, in John chapter 9 verse 17, and all these several verses of the Bible mention that Jesus is a prophet of God. All the verses mention Jesus, the Bible mentioned, he is a prophet of God. In some occasion, the Israelites call him to be a prophet. In some occasion, Jesus himself called himself to be a prophet. And it is interestingly, the Christian will try to deviate and tell you, no, Jesus is not a prophet. Jesus is God. Jesus is more than prophet. He decided to come as human being. But if you ask them, who was the prophet prophesied in Deuteronomy chapter 18, verses 18, the Christian will tell you that this prophet is not Prophet Muhammad, is not any prophet, but Jesus. So indirectly, they even agree to the fact that Jesus is a prophet. But when we said Jesus is a prophet, they said, no, he's more than a prophet, he's not prophet, he is God. But now they were trying to make us to believe that in Deuteronomy 18, Jesus is the prophet there. So can God be a prophet? God cannot be a prophet, because by definition, prophet is somebody who speaks with inspiration being given to him by God. So a prophet cannot speak from his own will or commandment, but he speaks from what God has revealed unto him. So if Jesus is God, who was the God sending him as a prophet? And this Christian can never address this. This is the answer to this question, that we Muslims believe in Jesus not to be anyone but a prophet. And this is what the Bible also said Jesus is, meaning he is a prophet and not more than this. So you can continue to follow us on our pages, which is IPCN Islamic Propagation Center, Nigeria, or through our YouTube account, which is at Islamic Propagation Center, or at our TikTok and other platforms, to have many of our programs on comparative studies and Islamic studies. So you should subscribe, share, and invite people to this platform, an educative platform. Wa akhiru da'wana anil hamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Assalamu alaikum.